Today on Football's Play to Win, we're entering one of the biggest football weekends in Georgia history. The Bulldogs going for the national title and the Falcons starting their quest to make it back to the Super Bowl. Jeffrey the Ed Schechter will have all your picks. That's next on Football's Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by Nissan, the Orlando Law Firm, and Longhorn Steakhouse. Welcome to Football's Play to Win with Falcons All-Pro defensive end Chuck Smith, Falcons All-Pro offensive tackle Bob Whitfield, Fantasy Football League Master Adam Brown, Play to Win expert Jeffrey the Ed Schechter, Medical and Injury Update with Dr. Andrew Lalage, and your host, Nikki Williams. Today's Hometown Team Report is brought to you by Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers, a higher order of pizza for your tailgating events.
Good morning and welcome to Football's Play to Win. I'm Nikki Williams and these are my people, Jeffrey the Ed Schechter, Atlanta Falcons greats Bob Whitfield, Jamal Anderson, and Chuck Smith. And guys, we've got some talking to do on this Rose Bowl and these SEC haters. Chuck, you've been dying to talk about it.
They hate, but they really need to emulate,
Oh.
especially these Pac-12 guys. But once again, the SEC reigns supreme, Alabama, Georgia. No matter what, the SEC folks going to be happy.
We got the SEC game of the week, the championship
That's
game,
right.
Yes,
Alabama,
yes.
Georgia.
We're not going to say anything else about the rest of the SEC and how they perform.
Oh, yes, we are. We're going to say that later. We're going to dive into that later.
But listen, we're excited for this. It's going to be a fantastic game. If you watch Georgia this entire season, you thought the one team that they may have issues with is Alabama and how they match up, and now we get that championship, Bob.
Oh, yeah, you definitely get that championship, and maybe it's going to be a defensive power struggle because we got two great quarterbacks, one better than the other because I like Fromm better than Hurts, but defense is going to be a key factor here. So look for that defense to do a little something out there.
Just
Both sides.
Just don't turn the ball over.
Right. I think Georgia has the advantage at quarterback, Bob, because I don't like Jalen Hurts. I'm serious, man.
You liked him last week.
Well, that's true. I don't like him this week. I had a chance to really watch him because, look, if you run out of bounds one more time and throw the ball to get away because you got pressure, you're going to make me absolutely go crazy. Hurts has no ability to throw the ball. Alabama has no passing game. If Georgia stops the run, Hurts is he's one-dimensional. I don't think he can beat Georgia.
Let's talk about the Falcons, though, because it doesn't stop with UGA. We got to move on and talk about Falcons.
Oh, yeah, because it's a big week for the Falcons. Yeah. You know, they're the lowest seed, but they might have the best quarterback out there. Save Drew Brees. Falcons got the most experience at quarterback, and look what they're coming up against. Jared Goff and the Rams, he's a newbie to the playoffs, and then if they win this, they're going to just go up the list to a second-string quarterback, a third-string quarterback.
Right.
So,
to me,
Falcons sitting pretty.
If you had to pick a path for the Falcons to make it back, obviously they're not going to get a home game. They got to go on the road the entire way. But you look at Philadelphia and Minnesota, those teams are resting. But you didn't want to go to New Orleans. You didn't want to go to Carolina. If you had to pick a team, this is the team you wanted to go play. The Rams in Los Angeles, a team that doesn't have the experience the Falcons bring, and you just never know. Obviously, the Falcons are going to have to bring it. This is a playoff game.
Right.
But I love the path that they're taking right now and that they're playing the Rams first.
Yeah, if they beat the Rams, I bet you they'll be a favorite at Philadelphia.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And going to the Rams, the old Coliseum, that thing does not get loud. So just imagine it's like going to practice.
No, literally hasn't been a playoff game there in like 40 years.
How about that?
It's a quiet stadium.
Well, time will tell. Can the Falcons make it back to the Super Bowl? And we're going to preview some of these NFL wildcard games. That's all coming up next on Football's Play to Win.
Do you suffer from irritability, boredom, and chronic cravings? Mellow Mushroom's craft pizza, beer, and cocktails are clinically proven to improve your mood and leave you with a full belly. Mellow Mushroom is fast-acting, giving you relief when you need it the most. Side effects of Mellow Mushroom may include salivation, euphoria, and an insatiable craving for more Mellow Mushroom. Ask your doctor about Mellow Mushroom. She may want to come with you.
We've owned a few different houses through the years. Your company was absolutely the best. They were so professional. Everything they did, they didn't get a mark on a wall or anything else. It was clean, it was friendly, and it was fun. And most of the time, moving is not fun. I'm going to give a great recommendation to Atlanta Peach Movers. It's always on time and it's always professional. There is no tree in Atlanta Peach Movers.
To schedule your move, call Atlanta Peach Movers today. If you or a loved one has been seriously injured in an accident, don't drop the ball by letting the insurance company run all over you. I worked as an insurance lawyer for 10 years and I know their tactics and game plan. I'm Roger Orlando of the Orlando firm. Let our 30 years of experience tackle the insurance company for you. Our team will get you every dollar you deserve. So put the ball in our hands and we'll get your case across the goal line. Find us online at atlanta.law or call 678-LAW-FIRM.
Today's Atlanta Falcons Report is brought to you by Ford F-150, the official truck of the NFL.
Welcome back to football's Play to Win. Well, it's deja vu when it comes to the Falcons, and we are now looking at the Super Bowl once again as an Atlanta Falcon fan. Jamal, the innovator of the Dirty Bird, do the Falcons have any gas left in the tank to get this done?
I definitely think they have gas left in the tank. And first, listen, Matt Ryan, this is the 6th time in his 10 seasons that he's been to the playoffs. I like it, as I said earlier in the show, that they're facing a young, up-and-coming team in the Rams. This is a very powerful and a tough team, and they've had a very determined year. But I love the Falcons' leadership. I like the guys on that team, and you need them to go on a roll and they need to score points. But Chuck, it's not Cam Newton. They're facing the highest scoring offense in football.
Right.
What do you think about the Falcons' chances?
Well, I think Goff right now is hot, but I think he's also a lot better when you got Todd Gurley, arguably, the MVP of the league. But here's my thing about this team. I just believe that the Falcons are going to have to stop Gurley. Gurley comes out of the backfield. To me, that's where it starts.
Right.
I'm making Goff one-dimensional and have the Falcons pass rush put pressure on him, which I think they'll have some success. But I also believe that the Falcons have to start fast. They have to start fast and show no weakness versus the LA defense, really.
Yeah, because as I see it with the Rams, it's similar to watching the Falcons. Is what you have is a capable quarterback in Jared Goff. Then you have the receivers in Watkins and Woods. And now you have a running back in Gurley. They just missing a second running back. So what you have is a team that looks like yourself. It's like looking in the mirror. They are capable on offense, and that defensive front, that D-line, and Chuck knows Aaron Donald, he can wreak havoc in that middle. So the Falcons is just like playing themselves, and if they play them alter egos like Superman versus Bizarro.
Well, the Falcons they're a veteran team. Rams are a young team, and the Falcons have a better defense.
What's going to be the determining factor for which Falcons team shows up?
Well, the one that has to score points better show up, And just like Chuck said, listen, last year Todd Gurley averaged 3.2 yards a carry. He came in the league like a gangbuster. Now, over 2,000 yards of scrimmage, almost 20 touchdowns this year. The things that he's done, that is a guy that the Falcons are going to have to contain. And listen, the Falcons have 2 good running backs themselves. It would be perfect time for them to show us what they were doing, some of the stuff that they were doing last year.
Listen, you guys have been there before.
Right.
So mentally, where are you right now as a Falcons player?
Well, you're already gearing up. You're watching extra tape. You're studying. You're getting. Basically, what happens is I learned young in the game by some veterans that you start dreaming. You start thinking about what's going to happen. When you think about it, you play out what's going to happen on game day. I just think the Falcons right now have to look at themselves as we're the better team. We should go out there and seize the moment. We got better receivers. We got everything across the board, and go out there and think that they're going to win
and get ahead of them and shake them up.
Right.
Get them thinking. They're young, and the Falcons
start fast.
And that team's not going to score all the points they've been scoring against the Falcons.
Yeah, but I don't like this Levitre out, and then you bring in this guard combination with what you have in the Rams middle. I think the Falcons really got to show up that run early, and just to help those guards and mix it up with screens, because going to see a lot of screen passes from the Rams. So the Falcons, just to help that interior line, and Alex Mack with a calf injury.
Block Aaron Donald. Block Aaron Donald.
Jeffrey, how do you see it?
The key is don't let the Rams get out fast, punch you in the face. I like the Falcons. Take the 6.5. I think the Falcons are going to go further than anybody thought they would this year.
Today's NFL Report is brought to you by Havlin Express Lube, driven to perform, so our customers and their vehicles can too.
Oh, I don't know that there are many things tougher than playing in New Orleans, especially for a game like this. Jamal, let's talk some Saints-Panthers.
I mean, the Saints, you know how hard it is. You obviously, with these divisional games, it's hard to beat a team twice, much less 3 times. But I mean, the way New Orleans has played, and arguably the 2 best running back, the best running back tandem in football belongs in New Orleans. They've played very, very good at home. They have a fantastic advantage at home, and we saw the deficiencies and some of the errors that Cam Newton made, and the Saints have an advantageous defense with guys who attack. I really like New Orleans to win it 3 times in a row, even though it is tremendously difficult to do.
Chuck, I know you want to talk about Kamara.
No, well, again, Kamara's the rookie of the year. He's had a great year. Ingram's a beast. But I want to talk about Carolina. Cam Newton can't throw the ball. Cam Newton is struggling basically to read defenses. I mean, it's well known that Cam really can't read defenses. So my thing is this. I mean, if Carolina's going to win this game, Cam Newton has to step up. He's got to do more than just run the ball. And to me, Cam Newton is the key because he showed me last week and the last couple weeks, he ain't been throwing the ball really good all year. He's been efficient, but the defense has carried him.
The offense has gone to the tank. I mean, he can't hit the broadside of a barn, Newton.
Are we all agreeing on something for the first time ever?
They struggled. They lost. The offense was terrible last week. They struggled the week before against Tampa, and I think New Orleans will take care of them, but they'll do that in the lightning round.
Those fans are brutal. They are so brutal.
It's
in
crazy.
New Orleans.
Well, New Orleans got the leader in Drew Brees, and he's the most experienced quarterback out there, and I like him, what he can do.
Well, the Georgia Bulldogs last won a national championship back in 1980, and they haven't even played in one since 1982. All that changes Monday night. Stick with us on Football's Play to Win. We'll have our Alabama-Georgia preview coming up next.
This is it! This Is It Barbecue and Seafood has a real value for you. 10 delicious dinners under $10 each. That's right, 10 under 10. Choose from barbecue chicken, fried or grilled shrimp, fried catfish nuggets, char-grilled cut wings, fried whole wings, chopped chicken or pork barbecue, and so many more. Each dinner comes with bread and 2 delicious sides, like baked mac and cheese, collard greens, sweet potato souffle, and so many more. Run, don't walk to the nearest store or order online now at thisisitbbq.com.
It's the rib tip and so much more.
Who do you trust to change your oil? I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. This is really my car, and Haviland Express Lube is who I truly trust. They're professional, priced to beat the competition, and really, really fast.
Hey football fans, don't take chances by driving with worn-out wiper blades. Pull into Haviland Express Loop Monday through Thursday, mention Football's Play to Win, and get a free pair of wiper blades with the purchase of an oil change.
To see our real research and find the location nearest you, visit trustdale.com/Haviland.
Tonight, get Longhorn's Turf and Surf, the new filet and citrus grilled lobster tail, the new crab cake filet or Flo's filet and lobster tail. The feeling, the flavor, the place. Longhorn Steakhouse. You can't fake steak.
Today's show is being brought to you by This Is It Barbecue, Haviland Express Lube, and Nellie Ford Sandy Springs. Today's University of Georgia Report is being brought to you by This Is It Barbecue and Seafood, home of Atlanta's original rib tips.
Welcome back to Football's Play to Win. The time is upon us, the national championship, and here it is, Alabama and Georgia right here in Atlanta. Tickets are what? Cool, like $10,000 a piece, so I hope you're one of the lucky ones that gets to go. Nick Saban, 11-0 against his former assistants. Bob Whitfield, what say you on this game?
Well, you know what? I like this matchup with Jake Fromm versus just Jalen Hurts. And what you have in this matchup, as I said, is the best quarterback that was in the playoffs in Fromm. And you saw him throwing on first down. And then Jalen Hurts, he's missing a lot of targets, but he's running. And if you look at their overall stats, they're close in composition where Jalen Hurts has a lot of touchdowns to low interceptions. But effectively moving the ball down the field, Fromm is just much better getting the ball to those receivers down the field.
Chuck, what do you say on defense for Georgia?
Well, I think Georgia.
Besides.
Yeah, I had to take a deep breath. First thing is, this Nick Saban phenomenon, I mean, at the end of the day, he's going to eventually lose to one of his proteges. So maybe it'll be this week. But Georgia's defense now, they got to stop the run. To me, make Alabama one-dimensional, stop the run. To me, that's the biggest key because Jalen Hurts can't throw. So, I mean, look, he can't throw, and listen, I said it earlier, if I see him throw the ball out of bounds while he's running from other guys on defense, I think it's going to be tough. I don't think Alabama's offensive line can protect against Georgia. This offensive line this year hasn't played as well as last year. They're weaker, so that's why Jalen Hurts is always on the run. If Alabama doesn't run the ball, Alabama's passing game is not good enough to beat Georgia, in my opinion, in the bends.
Well, with Jalen Hurts not being able to throw, Alabama sure does know how to win.
Their offense did nothing last week. That game put me to sleep after 4 great bowl games. And look out for trick plays. They didn't need them against Clemson. you look out for some trick. We may even call Kiffin.
Jamal, what does Alabama need to do?
It's about being physical. That's what they do. What Alabama does on both sides of the ball is they try to beat you up for 4 quarters.
And
they don't need to be pretty. They don't care about scoring a whole bunch of points. They care about pounding you into the ground on both sides of the football. That's what the defensive line, that's what the offensive line, that's running the ball. Obviously, Hurts has some issues, but when it comes to when it comes to running that offense through the ground game, he does a very good job in the distribution of their running backs. Listen, they got just as talented running backs as the Georgia running backs. They don't have the same numbers, but they got a bunch of guys who can run the ball, very well there, and that's going to be a thing for Georgia.
Let me just say this real quick, guys. We talk about, you just said, Nikki, Alabama keeps winning. You kind of alluded to that. Alabama ain't played nobody. Now we're talking the SEC is top heavy, but the conference, people are feasting on teams that can't play. No disrespect to UGA, you got a conference that nobody can play. Even in the West, LSU was terrible. Texas A&M was terrible. So both of these two teams feasted off of a conference, to me, that was not the best conference in America.
Yeah,
so
but having that level.
It's hard to say that when you got the 2 teams in the championship.
Look at the people they went against.
The level of
Half those guys
competition,
didn't get
though,
ball games.
it builds confidence. If you're playing those games, it's still SEC. And if you're playing in the SEC and you beat Tennessee, you beat Florida, you beat South Carolina, it builds confidence. You met those guys in high school. You see them in the offseason.
And that doesn't build confidence. It actually builds overconfidence. You go in thinking that you're better than everyone else. So these two teams, at the end of the day, throughout the season, they were able to stay at the top of the opportunity to be in the Final Four because they were feasting there. So at the end of the day, I think it's an Achilles heel, really, for other conferences when the SEC this year played against the lesser thans. And so all year, Alabama and Georgia, they never hovered and went below 5, right?
Yeah, because they both beat excellent teams last week.
Yeah, well, that's different. Yeah. But they got here on the platform of playing against some scrubs. That's the facts.
Did you just say, humble yourself?
Humble yourself. Did I say that?
You definitely said in more or less words, humble yourself.
I'm on my Jesse Jackson right now. You know?
SEC.
I'm on my Jesse Jackson.
2 SEC teams in the championship.
Well, no one knows more than Georgia's quarterback back in 1980. Our friend Buck Ballou over at 680 The Fan, who's obviously got an opinion on this game. Buck?
Nikki, guys, it's been an epic run for Georgia into this national championship game. So how do they beat Alabama? Well, the biggest rub comes with Georgia on offense, trying to run the ball with Nick Chubb and Sony Michel. They've been fabulous, averaging 6 yards a carry this season. Alabama's defense, awesome. They're allowing less than 3 yards per carry. Something's got to give there. This Georgia offensive line has their work cut out for them. Jake Fromm has been magnificent this season throwing the football. He's going to face some tight coverage against Alabama in this game. He and Wims, they're going to have to find a way to hit some of these plays to help score enough points. On defense, Georgia, they've got to hunker down against that power run game that Alabama has. They get physical. If they can do that, force some 3rd and long situations, get them off the field, that's going to help. Mecole Hardman, take one back to the house, please, on a kick return. It's going to help Georgia win one of these, a national championship. Here's hoping Georgia can come through.
Here's hoping. Thanks, Buck. And I'm hoping, Jeffrey, you picked this game the right way. How do you see it?
You're not going to give me a hard time.
I am.
Alabama started out a 4.5-point favorite. It's down to 3.5. By Monday, they'll be lower than that. Guess what? Georgia should be favored. Georgia's going to beat them. Take the 3.5. The key for Georgia is don't let the Alabama defense score.
I like the way you're thinking. Well, now college football season is going to be over, and like you said earlier, 2 SEC teams right here in the final. But how did the SEC do overall in the bowl games? We're going to touch on that in just a little bit. Stick with us. Football's play to win.
This is it. This is it Barbecue and Seafood has a real value for you. 10 delicious dinners under $10 each. That's right, 10 under 10. Choose from barbecue chicken, fried or grilled shrimp, fried catfish nuggets, char-grilled cut wings, fried whole wings, chopped chicken or pork barbecue, and so many more. Each dinner comes with bread and 2 delicious sides, like baked mac and cheese, collard greens, sweet potato souffle, and so many more. Run, don't walk to the nearest store or order online now at thisisitbbq.com.
It's the real deal and so much more.
I'm talking tough, like a state of mind. Tough like a soldier on the front line. Tough when it gets rough, like my Ford truck, always enough. I'm talking tough.
During the year-end sales event at Nally Ford, get 0% APR for 72 months, plus $1,000 in Ford credit bonus cash on select 2017 models.
Hey y'all, we're Low Cash and we love Nally Ford and NallyFord.com.
It has to be Nally Ford, Sandy Springs.
Today's SEC College Report is being brought to you by the Southeast Nissan dealers. Choose Nissan.com.
Welcome back to football's Play to Win. It is bowl season, and boy, do we have some opinions. Jeffrey, let's start with yours.
The Big Ten was 7-1. They could have been 8-0. They were on the 3-yard line and fumbled. But as far as I'm concerned, top to bottom, the Big Ten is the best conference in the country.
The most expensive coach in the Big Ten lost.
Michigan,
Yeah.
and Pac-10, Pac-12, whatever we are now, 1-8. Yeah.
And the team they beat didn't have a quarterback or a running back.
But we got the two best quarterbacks coming out, UCLA and USC.
Right. Let me drop a bomb on y'all.
Here he goes.
UCF could have played in the SEC this year and at least won 8 games. UCF is one of the best teams in America. I watched them smack around Auburn.
Yes.
It wasn't a fluke. This UCF team is the real deal. And they're going to figure out a way to get these other teams in the playoff system and outside the 4. I don't know how they're going to do it, but UCF deserved to be involved in the mix.
Go to 8 teams, make the Final Four.
Should be 18.
6 conferences in the AAC.
Okay.
You win your conference, you're in that 6 teams, and you get 2 other teams for at large.
Right.
I'd love to.
UCF Auburn, that was one heck of a game. Guys, stick with us. When we come back, we're going to talk about injuries around the NFL that could hamper their playoffs. Stick with us on football's Play to Win.
It's 4 a.m., and the other breakfast guys are still sleeping. But the Hardee's biscuit baker just got to work, mixing buttermilk, flour, butter, hand kneading, rolling, and cutting our biscuits from scratch. The Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit for just $1.69, only at Hardee's.
People of all ages suffer from orthopedic conditions that limit daily activities. If you're not getting significant relief from other options or you've considered surgery, LipoGems might be right for you. The LipoGems procedure is a cutting-edge award-winning technology that helps your body heal itself the natural way by using your own powerful fat. This simple and minimally invasive procedure might be the answer you're looking for. For more information or to find a participating physician, visit understandlipogems.com.
You never know when the moment will strike, and when it does, you want to be ready. Mellow Mushroom's craft pizza, beer, and cocktails can help you enjoy a more satisfying eating experience. Mellow Mushroom is safe for daily use. If you find yourself sitting in a Mellow Mushroom for more than 4 hours, you may want to go home and come back another day. Mellow Mushroom is not for everyone. Just kidding, it is. Ask your doctor about Mellow Mushroom. He may want to come with you.
At Hardee's, we call them made-from-scratch biscuits because made by a biscuit maker who shows up at 4 a.m. to hand mix, knead, roll, and cut them and then does it again every 15 minutes, biscuits is way less catchy. The Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit for just $1.69, only at Hardee's.
Today's player injury and medical report is being brought to you by the Orlando Law Firm. Put a former insurance lawyer in your corner.
Welcome back to football's Play to Win. I'm here with Dr. Lalagi with Inside Injuries. Let's talk about some of these player injuries across the NFL that are going to affect the playoffs.
Yeah, Nikki, you know, it's do or die season. Lots of injuries late in the season. Players are just going to play through the game. What is it going to take for them to perform on the field? Well, let's get started. We talked about DeMarco Murray, grade 3 MCL tear. We knew he wouldn't play last week. It is, again, a very big injury to come back from in 2 weeks. We don't expect him to be at peak performance for this game. Devin Funchess, grade 2 shoulder injury. He's been playing through this for 5 weeks, but look at his statistics. 137 yards in 4 games. It's going to affect him in this game, unfortunately, for the Panthers. Julio Jones, wide receiver for the Falcons. He's played through multiple injuries. This year it's been a little tougher than previous years. This will affect him in the game. He's at high injury risk and below average health performance factor. And then LaShawn McCoy, everyone's talking about the Bills made the playoffs. This grade 2 ankle injury is going to affect him in the game. Less than 7 days. Our algorithm is saying he needs 4 weeks. He's going to come back in a week. This is going to be a very, very difficult injury for him to come back from.
And Dr. E, it's go time. I mean, what defines can versus can't?
I mean, seriously, so we're talking about McCoy here, correct?
Yep.
So the things that we have to worry about with him is, as you know, this is almost a similar injury that Odell Beckham sustained.
Yep.
But with that one, that was more of a sort of kind of a plant and a twist. This one, they just fell on him, so it's a lower ankle sprain.
Right.
So it usually takes about 4 weeks. If he can get back at 6, it would probably take about 6 to heal. But if you can really get back in a week or two, that's phenomenal.
And one of the things about running backs is that ankle is a huge support mechanism for cutting side to side, etc. Right?
Exactly.
That will really impact him.
Not only that, so they're pretty much putting him in a brace. They're doing rehab modalities on him. They're doing everything that we do to get these athletes back.
Thank you, doctors. Guys, stick with us. When we come back, it's the lightning round, and we've got Jeffrey's picks.
In football, as in the legal system, it helps to know your opponent. I'm Roger Orlando, and I used to work for the insurance companies. I've seen their playbook, and I know their game plan. If you've been hurt in an auto accident, call me at 678 Law Firm.
Who do you trust to change your oil? I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. This is really my car, and Haviland Express Lube is who I truly trust. They're professional, priced to beat the competition, and really, really fast.
Hey football fans, don't take chances by driving with worn out wiper blades. Pull into Haviland Express Loop Monday through Thursday, mention football's play to win, and get a free pair of wiper blades with the purchase of an oil change.
To see our real research and find the location nearest you, visit trustdale.com/Haviland.
Why can't I have a slice of yours?
You're a cartoon. You can only have cartoon pizza.
It's not fair.
Look, this pie is 100% real, and you're colored ink. It's physics, man.
Well, can you buy me a beer?
I can buy you a cartoon beer. Are you single?
It's right.
Everyone wants real mellow mushroom pizza because our pies use premium meats and cheeses, fresh veggies, and spring water dough baked with wheat goodness. Mellow mushroom, a higher order of pizza.
If you've been seriously injured in an accident, don't get blindsided by the insurance company. I'm Roger Orlando, and I built a winning team to run interference against the insurance companies and get your case across the goal line. Call me at 678 Law Firm.
This is it.
This is It Barbecue and Seafood has a real value for you. 10 delicious dinners under $10 each. That's right, 10 under 10. Choose from barbecue chicken, fried or grilled shrimp, fried catfish nuggets, char-grilled cut wings, fried whole wings, chopped chicken or pork barbecue, and so many more. Each dinner comes with bread and 2 delicious sides, like baked mac and cheese, collard greens, sweet potato souffle, and so many more. Run, don't walk to the nearest store or order online now at thisisitbbq.com.
It's the real deal and so much more.
Today's lightning round is brought to you by Longhorn Steakhouse, now featuring great American steak dinner. Longhorn Steakhouse, you can't fake steak.
The time is upon us, the most coveted picks that we've been waiting on all season long, the lightning round. Jeffrey, hit us with those picks.
In the AFC, KC's 8.5 over Tennessee. KC's usually good in the first round. Give the 8.5. I like Buffalo against Jacksonville. Make Bortles throw the ball. He can throw it to the wrong team. Take the 8.5 with Buffalo, and I think New Orleans will go 3 out of 3 against Carolina. Give the 6.5.
Ooh, we got about 10 seconds for comments. Give me a quick comment, Bob.
It's going to be a great game, national championship. It'll be competitive, but I see Jake Fromm hoisting the championship trophy.
I like Georgia, and I like them Dirty Birds to be like the 2008 Giants.
Just like to do those Dirty Birds. What about you, Chuck?
Well, I like the Falcons winning on the road, doing their thing and getting ready to go to Minnesota.
Georgia's going to be the capital of football now.
I love it. Best week in Georgia football history, guys. Thanks for joining us on Play to Win. We'll see you next week.
Today's show has been brought to you by Haviland Express Lube. This is It Barbecue and Nally Ford Sandy Springs.